that's one of the intro tracks. It's quite cool.
It was always planned that we'd record a follow-up album at some stage in 2013, but due to tour commitments we found ourselves with a pretty tight deadline to get it all done. Ultimately we only had a couple of months to write the songs. There was a lot of emailing and home demos that became the main foundation to begin with. Eventually we got together as a band in a rehearsal space for final touches and to try the songs on for size in a live sense. On January 17th we packed up our clutter and moved it to Free Energy Device Studios to begin tracking drums. The studio is essentially a jazz studio. As it turns out, one of those days we were recording drums was the highest temperature ever recorded in Sydney's history. For the next week we basically lived at the studio, tracking guitars, bass and vocals, experimenting with sounds and doing our best to fine-tune the songs, getting them as close to what we want as individuals and as a band. So we were done with tracking, and from there we spent 6 days in total on mixing before we packed down and did one final day of mastering over at Shoehorse Sound. I think in this case having a really tight deadline worked well for us. The root of the message is there in its purest form without the smoke and mirrors of a usual recording process.
And cut.